General Hospital fans' hearts break for Scout, saddest face in daytime. General Hospital has alienated little Scout from her family, and fans are not happy about it. The writers are upsetting viewers as Scout becomes sadder by the day thanks to Drew. Enough is enough. Recent scenes featuring Scout, Cosette Abinante, Molly, Kristen Vaganos, and Cody, Josh Kelly, have fans outraged over how Sam's, Kelly Monaco daughter is being treated on the show. It is ridiculous that Scout has to stay with Willow, Caitlin McMullen, at Elizabeth's, Rebecca Herbst, house. Scout should be with Alexis, Nancy Lee Grahn, while Drew, Cameron Matheson, recovers from his much-deserved shooting. Even Scout knows what is happening is wrong. Her face speaks volumes every time she is on screen, and GH fans have taken notice. Scout has the saddest face in daytime. Protect Emily Scout Quartermain at all costs, wrote a fan. Another fan on X declared, "Today with Scout just felt too sad. And I don't trust they'll fix it, since Drew is still alive. So, we just get to know this little girl who lost her mother is suffering and being kept away from everyone she loves? I really need a comforting happy moment for Scout. Soon." One fan gave Abinante the props she deserves for bringing sad Scout to life. "Cosette is doing such a great job. She's bringing forward all of Scout's sadness and confusion beautifully. And Alexis is right, Scout is just like her mom. I hate so much that Scout had to hatch a plan to see Danny, but the one she came up with was all Sam," expressed a fan. Another fan pointed out that Scout was right and Drew doesn't care about his daughter's happiness. "Poor Scout, she would be so much better off with her mother's family. She's right, her father doesn't care about her happiness. She really doesn't seem to like Willow and doesn't want to go with her," the fan wrote. Sadly, it doesn't seem like things are going to look up for Scout anytime soon. As Soap Hub reported, the fall preview deals with the fallout of Drew's built on drama, but sometimes, it isn't a mob war, a secret affair, or a long-lost twin that captures fans' emotions. Sometimes, it's the smallest, purest characters who steal the spotlight, and break our hearts in the process. That's exactly what happened on General Hospital this week when Scout Kane, the daughter of Sam McCall and Drew Kane, delivered what viewers are now calling the saddest face in daytime. The sight of little Scout struggling with emotions that no child should have to bear sent waves of sorrow across living rooms everywhere. And in true soap fashion, the heartbreak was layered, not just in her tears, but in what they symbolized for her fractured family, her place in Port Charles, and the viewers who have come to love her since birth. This article unpacks why GH fans are buzzing about Scout, why her pain has struck such a chord, and what her storyline could mean for the Kane-McCall-Davis clan moving forward. Scout Kane, a brief reminder of her story. Scout is no stranger to chaos. Born in 2017 during a particularly tumultuous time in Sam's life, her very existence has always been tied to secrets, danger, and heartbreak. As the daughter of Drew Kane, Jason Morgan's long-lost twin, and Sam McCall, Scout entered Port Charles at the heart of one of the soap's most complex identity-swapping storylines. Her father Drew's life has been marked by tragedy, from memory loss to betrayals, and her mother Sam has often struggled with dangerous choices that put their family at risk. In short, Scout was born into turmoil. But while adults can navigate drama with feuds and fists, a child character like Scout embodies the innocence lost in all the chaos. That's what makes her sadness so unbearable for fans. She's a living reminder of the cost of every mob war, every betrayal, every parent's mistake. The scene that broke fans' hearts. This week's episode featured a quiet but devastating moment. Scout overhearing adult conversations that left her with more questions than answers. Whether it was about her father Drew's current predicament, Sam's constant push-and-pull relationship with Jason, or the lingering tensions that swirl around their family, Scout couldn't hold back her emotions. Her face crumpled. Her lips trembled. Her eyes filled with tears that seemed to weigh heavier than her small frame could carry. And in that instant, GH fans across social media erupted. "That child deserves an Emmy for that sad face," one fan posted on X, formerly Twitter. "I can't take it. Protect Scout at all costs," another pleaded. "She is the saddest face in daytime. Period. My heart is shattered." The moment may have only lasted seconds, but the emotional punch lingered for the rest of the episode, and far beyond it. Why Scout's sadness hits different. There are plenty of emotional moments on General Hospital. Carly crying over Sonny, Nina spiraling in regret, Jason brooding over impossible choices. We've seen it all. But Scout's sorrow is unique for several reasons. She's pure innocence. Unlike the adults who've schemed, lied, or fought their way into their current messes, Scout is blameless. Her sadness is not a result of her own choices, but of the grown-ups around her. That makes it harder to watch. She's a symbol of generational cycles. Port Charles has a history of children suffering because of their parents' decisions. Think Michael Corinthos, Christina Davis, or even Spencer Cassadine. Scout's sad face reminds fans that the cycle is repeating. She's caught between families. With Sam and Drew both embroiled in ongoing drama, and Jason always lurking as the eternal complication, Scout is pulled in multiple directions. Her tears reflect the instability in her young life. She makes viewers feel protective. Fans don't just watch Scout, they want to shield her. It's a primal reaction soaps rarely elicit with adult characters. Fan reactions. Scout deserves online has been massive. Hashtags like #SaveScout, #SaddestFaceInDaytime, and #ProtectScout trended among soap fans this week. Viewer comments ranged from heartbreak to frustration. Why does GH keep breaking this poor child's spirit? Give Scout a happy story for once. Sam and Drew need to put their issues aside and focus on their daughter. Scout is the new face of sadness in soaps, and it's honestly too much for my heart. Some fans even compared Scout's storyline to that of classic soap children like Robin Scorpio or Lucky Spencer, both of whom endured emotional turmoil at a young age. Scout is carrying on the tradition, one longtime viewer wrote. But I wish she didn't have to. What this means for Drew and Sam. Behind Scout's heartbreaking expression lies a bigger question. What comes next for her parents? Drew Kane is currently battling accusations, dangerous enemies, and inner demons. His life is a revolving door of crises, and Scout often ends up an afterthought in his larger battles. His guilt could intensify if he sees how deeply his daughter is affected. Sam McCall, meanwhile, is juggling her relationship with Dante, her complicated history with Jason, and the ever-present chaos surrounding her family. Scout's sadness may force her to reevaluate where her priorities lie. Will she put her daughter first, or continue to get caught in the whirlwind of adult drama? Scout's visible pain could be the turning point that drives her parents to finally unite, if not romantically, at least as co-parents, in order to protect their daughter. Could this lead to a bigger storyline? Soap insiders are already speculating that Scout's heartbreaking moment may be setting the stage for something bigger. A custody battle? If Scout continues to struggle emotionally, questions of custody could arise. Could Drew demand more time with her? Could Sam's choices be called into question? A health crisis? Sometimes in soaps, a child's emotional stress foreshadows a physical crisis. Could Scout's heartbreak lead to a dramatic storyline involving her health? A bond with Jason? Fans know Jason has always had a strong connection to children in his orbit. Could Scout find comfort with him, complicating Sam and Drew's situation further? Whatever direction General Hospital takes, it's clear that Scout's story is far from over, and fans will be watching closely. The legacy of soap children. Soap operas have a long tradition of children being at the heart of the most emotional storylines. From baby switches to custody wars, they represent hope, innocence, and the stakes of every adult decision. Robin Scorpio grew up in front of fans, facing everything from her parents' disappearance to her own battle with HIV. Michael Corinthos spent his childhood caught between mob wars and custody battles, even falling into a coma after a tragic shooting. Spencer Cassadine endured his mother's death and his father's manipulations, growing into one of Port Charles's most complicated young men. Now, Scout Kane may be joining this legacy, the child whose sad face becomes a defining image for a generation of GH viewers. Why fans feel this so deeply? At its core, soap operas work because they reflect real human emotions in heightened, dramatic ways. While most viewers don't deal with mob bosses or secret twins, they do understand the pain of a child caught in conflict. Scout's tears are universal, the heartbreak of seeing innocence weighed down by adult mistakes. It's why her moment resonated so widely. Fans weren't just watching a soap scene. They were seeing every child who's ever asked, "Why can't my parents just be happy?" Every child who's been caught in the crossfire of divorce, loss, or tension. Scout isn't just Drew and Sam's daughter. For many fans, in that moment, she became everyone's daughter. Looking ahead, will GH mend Scout's heart? The big question now, will General Hospital allow Scout to heal, or will her sadness deepen as the drama intensifies? Soap watchers know that the genre thrives on pain before payoff. Scout's sorrow could be the start of a long, emotionally rich storyline, one that challenges her parents, tests her resilience, and tugs on viewers' heartstrings for months to come. But fans are hoping for balance. While they're ready for drama, they also want to see Scout smile again. "Please give her some joy," one viewer begged. "We need to see the saddest face in daytime turn into the happiest." Final thoughts. The face that launched 1,000 tears. In a week filled with mob explosions, romantic complications, and shocking reveals, it was Scout Kane's simple, heartbreaking expression that stole the show. With just one look, she reminded viewers of what really matters: love, family, and the fragile innocence that so often gets lost in Port Charles. Whether GH uses this moment as a turning point for Drew, Sam, or even Jason, one thing is clear. Fans won't forget the day Scout's face broke their hearts. She's more than just a supporting character. She's the emotional core of a storyline that could redefine the Kane comeback. Family teases new enemies, old wounds, and a lab full of secrets. After surviving the Five Poppies fiasco with Jason, Britt is back in Port Charles on September 11th, and her return is already stirring up trouble on General Hospital. She previously was believed to have died at the hands of the Hook, and now faces a new reality. Old betrayals, complicated family ties, and revealing what she's been up to. Kelly Thibault recently shared what's coming up as Britt reinvents herself and steps into an intriguing and emotion-filled new storyline. Picking up the pieces. Seeing Jason, Steve Burton, again is a challenge for Britt, Thibault, who still carries scars from their past. Thibault admitted to Soap Opera Digest, "I think it's going to be really hard for her," adding that their connection makes it easy for sparks to reignite. She explained that Britt hasn't forgotten that Jason dumped her so he could marry Carly, Laura Wright, to keep Sonny's, Maurice Benard, organization together. That made Britt feel like she wasn't Jason's priority, and while she still has feelings for him, this time around, she's not going to be quick to repeat mistakes of the past. Complicating things further is Carly herself. "There's going to be a lot of tension there," she explained, adding, "A lot of tension. We're not gonna be BFF, that's for sure." While she joked that she doesn't want to slap anyone, the rivalry between Britt and Carly is far from settled. Fans should expect fireworks whenever the two women cross paths. Learn why Thibault felt Jason and Britt's reunion was difficult. Family drama and lingering secrets. Britt's return also reopens wounds with her mother, Liesl Albrecht, Kathleen Gotti. Having kept her survival a secret, Britt will now have to earn back her mother's trust. Thibault confessed that drama is inevitable, but she's thrilled to reunite with Gotti, calling her on-screen mom such a light, and a vital part of Britt's comeback. "She is such a light, and I don't think they could have brought Britt back without Kathleen," she gushed, continuing. "I think the fans would have been so disappointed if she wasn't there, so I'm really glad that worked out." For Thibault, Britt's journey kind of mirrored her own personal journey, and both now have a fresh start. Find out about Thibault's bittersweet move from London back to the US. World is buzzing louder than ever, and General Hospital, GH fans are practically falling out of their chairs. The headline that no one saw coming has finally broken. Britt Westbourne, the Britch herself, is returning to Port Charles. Her shocking comeback not only raises questions about how the character will be reintroduced but also what explosive drama she'll ignite once she sets foot in town again. This isn't just a casual visit or a quick cameo. The word around soap circles is that Britt's return has been carefully orchestrated to reopen old wounds, stir up new enemies, and unravel a lab full of secrets that could rock the very foundation of General Hospital. For longtime fans, this is nothing short of a soap opera miracle. For newer viewers, Britt's comeback promises fresh intrigue with legacy-level connections. So why now? And what might this jaw-dropping return mean for the stories currently dominating Port Charles? Buckle up, Because Brit's GH comeback is the talk of the day, and it could change everything. A death that never quite stuck. Back in December 2022, GH viewers braced themselves for heartbreak when Brit Westbourne seemingly met her tragic end. The Grim Reaper struck via hook, and fans watched in horror as she died in her mother Liesl Obrecht's arms. Soap operas, however, thrive on one golden rule: no one is ever truly gone. From the moment Brit's storyline wrapped, viewers questioned whether GH really closed the door on her. After all, this was a character tied to the hospital, the mob, the Cassadines, and even Jason Morgan. Theories of cryogenic labs, faked deaths, or secret rescues swirled in fan forums. Now, with Brit's confirmed return, the show has the perfect opportunity to play into those rumors. Did Liesl fake her daughter's death? Was Victor Cassadine experimenting on her? Or perhaps, most deliciously, did Brit herself mastermind her disappearance to escape a fate worse than death? Whatever the explanation, Brit's return will open a treasure trove of storytelling possibilities. Old wounds waiting to reopen. If Brit thought she could quietly slip back into Port Charles, she has another thing coming. The list of people she has unfinished business with could fill the Metro Court ballroom. 1. Liesl Obrecht, her mother. Brit and Liesl shared one of daytime's most complicated mother-daughter bonds. Liesl's grief was devastating when Brit died. A reunion could spark both joy and fury. Will Brit blame Liesl for failing to protect her? Or will Liesl demand answers for why her daughter let her suffer in mourning? 2. Brad Cooper, her best friend. Brad was shattered by Brit's loss, and their reunion would surely be heartwarming. Yet, Brad's shady history and his current tenuous place in Port Charles could mean their friendship faces new trials. Brit might not like who Brad has become, or she could drag him deeper into trouble. 3. Elizabeth Weber. Elizabeth and Brit never got along, thanks in part to rivalries in the hospital lab. Imagine the fireworks if Brit waltzes back into General Hospital demanding her old position. With Liz already dealing with her own messes, Brit could become both a professional and personal thorn in her side. 4. Jason Morgan. Though Jason is presumed dead, soap fans know he has a knack for dramatic resurrections. If Jason returns too, Brit's story could re-spark their short-lived but passionate connection. Would GH really reignite Brassan? Or would Brit be left to pick up the pieces of loving a man who will always put Sonny's business before his heart? New enemies around. Charles has never been short on villains, but Brit's return ensures that new rivalries will emerge. Selena Wu might not appreciate Brit meddling in Brad's life again. A mob princess versus a mob matriarch? That's a feud worth watching. Carly Spencer could have issues if Brit makes moves toward Jason or gets tangled with Sonny's empire. Austin Gatlinholt and other hospital power players could clash with Brit if she sets her sights on reclaiming her status in the GH lab. And let's not forget the possibility that Brit brings new enemies with her. Where has she been? Who helped her survive? Did she strike deals that will now come back to haunt her? A lab full of secrets. The most intriguing tease about Brit's comeback lies in one phrase: a lab full of secrets. General Hospital itself, the literal building, has been the epicenter of countless mysteries. With Brit's medical background and ties to both science and the Cassadines, her return could blow open several dormant storylines. Possible secrets Brit could expose. Victor Cassadine's legacy. Did Brit uncover files or experiments that Victor left behind? Could she have knowledge of a biological weapon or secret cure hidden within GH walls? DNA bombshells. Soap fans know no character is safe from shocking paternity twists. Brit might stumble across DNA results that could change everything for someone like Willow, Nina, or even Trina. The Hook killer mystery revisited. What if Brit knows the truth about her supposed death and the Hook's true motives? She might expose a co-conspirator still walking free. A new disease or cure. GH thrives on medical mysteries. Brit could bring knowledge of a rare illness, or the cure to one, setting off a new wave of hospital-centered drama. Brit's romantic prospects. No soap comeback is complete without a little romance. While Brit's professional and family drama promises to be explosive, fans are equally eager to know who she might pair with. Jason Morgan, if alive, the obvious fan-favorite choice. Their chemistry was undeniable, and fans never got closure. Dante Falconeri. If Lulu stays off canvas, Dante could eventually cross paths with Britt again. The tension would be palpable. Austin Gatlin Holt. A lab romance could develop, especially if the two doctors find themselves battling for dominance in research. A surprise new face. GH has introduced new men before just to pair them with returning leading ladies. Could Britt meet someone entirely unexpected? Fan reaction. A shocking delight. As soon as word of Britt's comeback spread, fan reactions exploded across social media. On X, formerly Twitter, Britt trended within minutes. Fans posted everything from crying emojis to celebratory gifs of champagne popping. One longtime GH watcher wrote, "The Britch is back, and Port Charles won't know what hit it." Another gushed, "If GH brings back Britt and Jason, I will never complain about the writers again." Clearly, the excitement is palpable. Fans know that Britt's mix of vulnerability, sharp wit, and unapologetic scheming makes her one of the most layered characters in daytime. What this means for General Hospital's future. GH has been criticized at times for juggling too many characters and storylines, but Britt's return could bring a sense of balance. She connects to so many legacy families, the Aubrechts, the Cassadines, the Corinthos clan, that her presence naturally ties threads together. She can anchor hospital-centered plots with Liz, Finn, and Austin. She can ignite mob-world drama if she reconnects with Jason or Brad. She can stir up Cassadine chaos by exposing Victor's secrets. She can deliver family heartbreak and healing with Liesl. In other words, Britt's comeback is not just fan service, it's a strategic move to revitalize multiple storylines at once. Final thoughts. A soap opera resurrection done right. If General Hospital wanted to deliver a shockwave through daytime television, it succeeded. Britt Westbourne's return is not just another twist, it's a game-changer. Her reappearance promises. Old wounds reopened as she reunites with Liesl and Brad. New enemies made as she clashes with Port Charles power players. A lab full of secrets that could reshape the hospital's legacy. For fans, this is more than just nostalgia. It's the chance to see one of GH's most complex heroines rise from the ashes, wield her scalpel-sharp tongue, and remind everyone why the Britch remains unforgettable. So, pour yourself a cup of coffee, grab the popcorn, and clear your schedule. Because once Britt Westbourne steps back into Port Charles, nothing will ever be the same.